to Scott Arthur.
Thank you, Mr Pritchard. And it's a delight to serve Andrew today. And I do thank the member for South Norfolk for bringing forward, or for introducing this petition. And I want to thank all my constituents who signed it. And I do make my comments within the context of my register of financial interests. So I acknowledge the need to fix our broken immigration system, the one we inherited from the previous government. But we do have to do that in a way that focuses on measures that work, not make life difficult for all of us. So whether the changes to indefinite leave to remain will apply retrospectively is unclear, and I think that's what's at the core of what we're discussing today, with the government indicating that it may be retrospective. But legal precedent suggests retrospective application could be unlawful and it may well be challenged in court. Mr Chair, before I entered politics, I worked in higher education, and since the proposals around indefinite leave to remain were announced, former colleagues across our universities in Edinburgh have been in touch with me, concerned about both the impact on their current staff and also their ability to recruit new staff in the future. And I think, as the previous speaker made clear, if we're serious about growing our economy, we do have to support our universities as much as possible and ensure they're able to attract the best minds from around the world. And I would say gently to the Minister, he's sitting right next to me, so I can say very gently, is any other Western nation making it harder for their universities to attract the best minds from around the world? Of course they're not. And it's not just academics. I've also heard from many constituents, all of whom contribute to Edinburgh, who are deeply worried about these changes, what they would mean for them and their families and their futures. So I will share two stories to illustrate what I've heard. The first is from Sarah. Sarah came to Scotland from Canada in 2018 to study physiotherapy. She graduated during the pandemic, where she worked in hospital placements at the height of the crisis, facing, let's be honest, unknown risks. Since then, she has stayed and worked in our NHS, one of over 250,000 immigrants working in the NHS across the UK. She has treated patients in some of the toughest of circumstances imaginable. She talked about how she supported patients fighting for their lives in intensive care. Physiotherapy is on the shortage occupation list. I feel grateful that she's chosen to live in Edinburgh South West. But if these changes were to go ahead, our route to settlement would be pushed back until 2033. That means that for another 5 years, that means that she'll be faced with another 5 years of expensive visa renewals, which I've heard about, insecurity and uncertainty. And she was clear, if that happens, she may well think about leaving the UK and settling elsewhere. And that would be to the detriment of us all, particularly people waiting for physiotherapy. And this is not just an isolated case. We know that right across many industries in the UK, workers are facing this uncertainty. I was going to give a second example, Mr Chair, relating to Calvin, who's here on a B&O visa, but I think others have spoken better than I can about the impact on that group of residents in the UK. But I do say that I'm proud that so many people came from Hong Kong to live in my constituency, and I'm always humbled about the contribution they make, but I'm ashamed at what they're facing with regard to these proposals. But whether people are a Hong Kong family or a physiotherapist from Canada, we have to be serious about supporting people who contribute to our economy and our community. And settlement is about trust, it's about stability, and it's about fairness. Extending the pathway does not just damage individual lives, it damages our international credibility, our economy and our ability to recruit the best staff. So I will just end by saying that I do welcome the Minister to his place. And I know that lots of ministers are at new desks today, and I do welcome that. But this is his chance to start his career with a big bang, to grab the headlines and really make a difference. So I look forward to hearing his response. Thank you.
Thank you.